In 2013, a joke about simplicity in fighting games turned into a game itself, and after a brief but successful Kickstarter campaign, Dive Kick was born. The premise of Dive Kick could not have been more simple. One button to jump or dive, and one button to kick. That's it. Literally, a baby could play it. But despite how easy it is to play, there's a level of strategy involved which caused it to become a cult favorite among fighting game players. With the announcement of the Street Fighter VI modern control scheme, or simple controls, the narrative that fighting games are getting easier has been circling around again, and one recurring comment I've seen is the idea that games are now reducing the difficulty of games and make them easier over time. What used to be a nuanced conversation about what makes a game easy or hard to play has quickly turned into,
eventually games will just play themselves and people will be able to button mash to win Evo, okay?
But I think a good comparison of why this is such a bad outlook on it is to look at other esports titles and what skill actually looks like across different games. If I want to learn how to play a MOBA, all I need to do to cast an ability is press a single keyboard key. If I want to throw a smoke in CSGO, it's the same thing, one button. Now imagine instead of pressing QR to do this,
Gang looking to come in, here comes your initiation, they're right through!
you had to input a quarter circle motion into a full circle motion. You would get a lot more players missing this combo at first. But the thing is that, given enough time, eventually players will adapt to whatever execution difficulty is required to play the game. And it makes it so that raising the execution floor of a game doesn't have really any impact on the amount of skill required to play it. Going back to fighting games, simple inputs really only serve as a more friendly entry point for players who would be otherwise put off by the ability to perform the basics of the game. Whereas somebody might look at a MOBA and say, hey, I could easily press one button to do one cool thing. If that same player looks at a fighting game and thinks, well, if it's required to do these inputs, I just don't want to play. I'm not going to be able to learn the game. All this is going to do is reach out to that player and give them an entry point into the game where they can learn the fundamentals of fighting games without just being absolutely punished into oblivion because they can't figure out how to combo into super. This isn't even the first time that we've seen this. Dragon Ball FighterZ introduced a pretty wild level of auto combo that included a launcher and a super move, and no one is arguing players dominating the competition with auto combos. It just doesn't happen. If fighting game players continue to gatekeep and demand games become as inaccessible as possible to only service the most hardcore players, they're going to end up with no casual players left. The control scheme is called modern for a reason. Get with the times or get left behind. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to learn more about what I think about what games need to survive, you can check out this other video I made. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time.